Welcome. I show you how I create a Maya column with the Fibonarray add-on. I use this mask object as a source object. The origin is at the center. I select a new collection and press Create Fibo. Press Create Fibo and I press Reset to Default, and I have this structure. And now I want to use these curve objects, so I have to activate them. I select Use Curves for size, for height and for rotation. And I have only 30 objects now, so I want to have more. I choose 150 objects and press Update. Now I have 150 objects in the structure, and the first thing is I select the first curve and I control the height and the width of the object. So I choose a smaller width, and I have this column-like object. And now I select the size curve, control size X, and I move it to the right on the X-axis, and I can change the size of the objects. So I go back to the first curve and I move the top knot down, and I will press E, and this gives me an additional knot, and I move this up, and with the additional knot I can shape the column. So try to give it some nice shape. Now I go to the size curve and I move the top knot a little bit down and press E and have an additional knot. Now I can adjust the size of the top objects with the top knot. And with the bottom knot on handle I can adjust the size of the bottom objects. So far I have this result. Now I want the heads to look outwards, so I change the rotation set sequential in the panel and make the heads look outwards. Okay. I want the top heads to look downwards. And I can do that. I can do that by selecting the rotation X curve. And again press E, add a third knot, and now I can move this knot on the X-axis and rotate just the top heads. So I scroll and I can rotate the top heads and make them look downwards. And now I select the bottom knot of the rotation, or no, rather these handle knot, and I try to make the bottom heads look upwards. So I have the bottom heads look upwards, the top heads look downwards. Very nice. And now I still have some gaps. I try. No, before I try to close the gaps, what I want is I want to rotate the heads, and I use the Y slope and make them follow these spirals. So this makes the spiral more obvious, and can adjust the rotation. And now again I go to the size curve and make some final adjustments. Make the top heads a little bit bigger, make the bottom heads a little bit bigger, and here the rotation is not optimal from the for the bottom heads. So I could, if I want to, I could go back to my rotation curve and play around if I can fix it, or maybe try to add a fourth knot. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit better, the bottom rotation. And the rest is pretty good, I think. So I think I want to use it. And now I select the parent object. I press Shift G, immediate children, and Shift select the parent again. Now press Shift D and create a duplicate. And with the duplicate selected, I press Unlink, Apply, and I have a separate object. I delete this cone object and again select the duplicate. I press M, and move it to a new collection. Column new. And I want this base, this socket, to be in the same collection, so I move this too. And now I hide this control object. Okay. And the mask. I move the socket duplicate it. And now I parent the socket objects to the empty as well. Keep the transform, and I have this for the parent for all objects. And now I can show my ground plane. Where is it? Here. And activate the shading and see how it can look. I hide the extra objects, and there's our column. Very nice. So this is how you can make these kind of column objects. Hope you like it. Thanks.